So I want to encourage you today to bring whatever it is that you're facing to the Lord. And when you go to Him, go in faith. Sometimes life can be hard, and there are days and seasons when everything seems to go wrong. We try so hard to stay afloat, but the feeling of defeat overwhelms us. And it is so easy in these moments to feel like you're all alone, no one cares, and that you will never make it through. Even those who are faithful to ministry get discouraged and have asked God, "Where are you? Do you even care? Do you see what I am going through?" And that's what the disciples was facing. In Mark the 4th chapter, Jesus told his disciples to get in a boat and cross over to the other side after a long day of teaching a multitude of people in parables. So they went off across the lake, and there a storm rolled out. And the disciples were so afraid. They feared for their lives. They thought that they were going to die, and they asked Jesus, "Do you care if we perish?" Now let's dig into the scripture, starting at the 36th verse. And when they had sent away the multitude, they took him, even as he was, in the ship. And there were also with him other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and the waves beat into the ship, so that it was now full. And he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. And they awake him, and say unto him, "Master, carest thou not that we perish?" And he arose, and rebuked the wind, and say unto the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said unto them, "Why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith?" And they feared exceedingly, and said one to another, "What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" I just want to share a few observations that I have from these scriptures. And the first one is that you can be inside the will of God and still face life storms. Look at verse 35. It says that in the same day, when the even was come, he said unto them, "Let us pass over unto the other side." This was Jesus talking. The disciples followed Jesus' instructions, but that did not stop the storm from rising. So I don't care how long you've been walking with the Lord. You will face life storms. You will experience challenges. Your faith will be tested. Look at the disciples. They had been with Jesus all day long as he taught the multitude of people in parables. In fact, they had been walking with Jesus for a while. They have witnessed miracles upon miracles. They've seen Jesus heal the sick. They've seen him cast out demons. But yet when the storm rose, they panicked. They feared for their life. They thought that they were going to die. They asked Jesus, "Do you care that we perish?" Have you ever noticed that whenever you are going through, that the devil always magnifies the problem? He makes the challenge seem bigger than what it really is. I'm not minimizing the storm that the disciple was facing, because indeed it was a great storm. The scripture says so. And in my study, I read that it was common for storms to hit that area. And of course, the disciples, being fishermen, they knew the danger that they were facing. And I'm not minimizing the storm that you're up against or whatever it is that you're going through. But the point that I am making is that no matter how great your storm is, the Lord is greater. Which brings me to this point. Jesus gets up and he rebukes the wind and the sea, and he says, "Peace, be still," and the wind ceased. Notice that he didn't rebuke the disciples from waking him up. He didn't do that. Jesus wants us to come to him when we're facing storms. But he did ask, "Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith?" And you know what? This question is just as relevant today as it was back then when he asked the disciples, "Where is your faith? Why are you so fearful? Because we have already witnessed what the Lord can do. This isn't the first storm that you face. This isn't the first time that you've been through a challenge. You have seen the Lord heal. You have seen the Lord deliver. What makes this that you're facing so different than the other thing that He's brought you through before? The Lord has done already so much for you. We know what the Lord can do. He is the same God. Scripture says that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So when we come to Him, like His disciples, we will be amazed as well. They said, what manner of man is this, that even the winds obey? Which demonstrates that Jesus was fully God and man. He was man because He was tired. After a long day of teaching, He needed rest. He was exhausted, so He went to sleep. But He was God because when He stood up and He spoke to the wind, it ceased. So what is it that you need for the Lord to speak to in your life today? What is it that you're going through? What problem? What circumstance? What situation? What challenge? What do you need from the Lord? And I know sometimes we do feel like we're overwhelmed. We're all alone, and we have to fight this battle by ourselves. And where is God? Do He care? Yes, He does. So when we face life storms, we need to know that we're not alone. Go to Jesus, not in fear like the disciples, but in faith, because we know that He has the power to speak to the storms of our lives and that there will be peace. So I want to encourage you today to bring whatever it is that you're facing to the Lord. And when you go to Him, go in faith, because He does care and you are not alone. Thank you for watching, and I talk to you soon. Bye.